Me today, and I hope you're having a lovely Friday wherever you are in the world. Here in Texas, we're finally getting some rain, and it has been glorious. It was a really hot, dry summer, so the fall is bringing cooler weathers and some rain, and we are enjoying every minute of it. So, today I have a holiday project for us using the Joyous Noel Collection. So, let's go ahead and switch the camera and take a look at the card and the products I used to make it. Right, so here's the project. It's very much a golden, I called this the Golden Angel card because I just used a lot of different gold uh, pieces on it, and I just loved the way it turned out. So on this card, I used only products that are still available. So this background gateway piece, let me grab that, is the Ornate Flourish Gateway die. And as of about 48 hours ago, there were still about 70 of these left. Now, most of the Gateway dies are completely sold out. There's just a couple that are still available, and this is one of them. So if you do not have this one, today, everything we do on this card, this is going to be the die that we use. So I really like this one, and I will show you why as we get into this card. The other products that we're using are from the Joyous Noel. And my angel is coming from this set right here. And I am using this one with the little dove in her hand. And I shouldn't say hand because it's really not a hand. This one has arms and she can hold the harp. But this one is just very flowy and she's got a dove in her hand. And that's the one we'll be using. And from this Starry Noel angel, with this beautiful angel, we're going to use the little dove with the holly sprig in its mouth. And then I'm going to be using from both of these sets, the Holiday Star and the Large Holiday Star. Now, these are available, but the dies, I believe, are out. But the great thing about stars is they're very easy to fussy cut. So on this one, we're going to be using the snowflakes and we're going to be using this group of stars right here. And like I said, they're very easy to fussy cut by hand. And then on this one, I'm going to be using the Merry Christmas. And again, even though the dies are not available for this, this set gives you awesome little greetings for the holidays. And it also gives you this large stamp that can be cut out, or you can use this as a background stamp. Just there's still a lot of uses, even without the dies, that you can do with these large stars. All right. I will also be using from the Joyous Noel paper collection. I'm going to begin with the Joyous Noel Collection. It's sheet 10B, and it's this really pretty, creamy, I just thought that went with my gold really well. So using our Ornate Flourish Gateway die, we are going to use this outer die to cut a card base. And you do that just folding over your paper, leave one edge hanging off, and that's going to give you a card base. Now, if you wanted to, you could use the gateway cards and just cut off one panel. It comes 3 wide, and you could just cut that off and use it folded over. But that kind of wastes your card panel. So the easiest way to get these are in this section. So it's really a better idea to do it with your die, but you could do that if you wanted to. Then we're going to cut this combination from both gold and white. So that's going to give us 2 that look like this. Oh boy, here we go. Let's take that one away. And we're going to take this one away. And then you're going to cut this die from our patterned paper. And we're going to make a hinge hider, so you need 1 full one just out of white. Then we're going to cut this one and this one out of gold. And there you go. That will be all of your die cutting. And we pretty much used every piece except this pretty centerpiece. All right, so now that we have that done, let's go ahead and work with our die cuts here and get those prepared for our card before we go any further. We're going to want to glue these two together, leaving a little bit of outline of that gold. I'll set my card base aside, put my glasses on. All right. If you're here with me, do say hi there in the chat. I'm going to refresh my screen here. Hopefully I'll be able to see you. Oh, there we go. Yes. Hi, everybody. Boy, Lorna, it's good to see you this morning. Oh, you just got your Joyous Noel. You're going to love it. I hope that you will give this card a try. It, of course, could be made in several different colors. You don't have to go gold like I do. It would be pretty in traditional Christmas colors or some of the more unique and modern combinations for Christmas and holiday. I also think the Joyous Noel cards images are great to make like sympathy cards, thinking of you and, just praying for you during this time when somebody loses someone. Okay, this is where I put my glue, just on those large parts. And now I'm just going to layer that up, leaving just a hint of an outline. Too low over there. All right, that's pretty good. Not perfect, but perfect's overrated. Is it? Maybe not. Maybe perfect's good. For me, it's overrated. I don't put perfection as my goal. Okay, there we go. So now that we have that one ready, we'll set these two aside as well. And now we're going to work on this piece right here. And for this piece, I'm going to come in with my snowflakes. And I'm just going to do this with some Encore Gold. And I'm also going to use some Ranger Gold embossing powder. So before I emboss, I am going to use a powder tool. And let's see here. I'm going to use this powder tool from Tailored Expression, I believe, but there's lots of powder tools. I have a bag with powder, but I don't know what I've done with it. So we'll just use this one because I've got it right here on hand. Oh, I'm shaking the whole screen, aren't I? So let me pound this just a little softer. It's still shaking. Okay. We'll rub that. But I want to get this good and powdered, especially right there in the center, because that's the part that's going to show more. All right. And now, let's see here. I'm going to get this piece of cardboard because I'm going to go off the edge sometimes, and I don't want to get it onto my background, my tabletop. All right, so I'm going to stamp this in the Luxe Gold, and I'm just going to be very random about it. Whoops. Trying not to touch my sheet too much, but you can see how I'm just putting those snowflakes randomly around. And it's good if you turn your the direction, that way they don't look all exactly the same. One more right there. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and put my embossing powder on there. Okay. I don't know if this will show, but I just want that to be covered, so I'm going to go ahead. It might be, but that's under our edge. That might not matter at all, but like to be thorough. Okay. All right, so here we have our snowflakes, and very quickly I'm going to heat emboss this. I don't heat emboss on lives very often because I hate for you to have to hear my heat gun, but we'll just do that real quickly. And this is going to provide a sparkly golden background for our angel. because I wanted it to look like she is flying in the heavens and up in the Christmassy sky. So here we go. Just letting my gun get hot. So do let me know in the chat there, what are you working on right now in your craft room? Someone I saw had said they just pulled out the Joyous Noel Collection. I'm doing it a little faster than I normally do, just so I get the gun turned off for you, but it might warp my paper just a little bit. When I'm doing this not on a live, I would go a bit slower and get a little less warping, hold my gun a little further away. Oh, that's looking pretty. Just the spot right there. Now, get the other end. Okay, I think that's a pretty good job. There we go. Got that done. All right. Home for the holidays. Oh, I would love to see your creation, Sylvia. Do you usually post what you make? All right, so this, I'm going to set that aside real quick and let that embossing powder kind of cool. And we are going to move on to stamping our images. So I have gone ahead and stamped these two images. Can anybody guess what color I stamped these? When I stamp images and I want them to go on a gold card, I like to use the coffee color. Rather than using the Luxe Gold, which is a beautiful color for some things, but when it's the actual images on my card, I want them to be more substantial than what the Luxe Gold gives me. And I find that the coffee color, when it's combined with gold, just really takes on a gold look. So I like to stamp my images in the coffee color. So that's just a little tip if you like that as well. And we are going to color these up. And for today, I am just going to use some makeup brushes because I'm just going to very lightly color these. So for my angel, I'm going to use a little bit of Luxe Gold, getting it on, and then I'm going to tap most of it off because I'm just going to add just a little bit of gold into her little swirls and on her dress. But I don't want anything dark. I want it very just kind of light and subtle. I don't even know if you can see it in the camera, but it's just very subtle. Oh, did you get, you're trying to make room in your craft room for your paper bundles? I know. Yeah, I had to do that same thing. And in my guest bedroom right now, one of the twin beds is like completely covered with like stacks of paper from like older things from other companies and stuff that I've just had for a long time, back when I used to scrapbook more often. And because I wanted to use that cabinet for my heartfelt creation paper. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all that paper that's in the bedroom. All right, I'm also going to add just a little bit of gold right up here in, oops, I forgot to tap off. Just a little bit up here in her wings. And just where I think there would be shadow, really, but just giving them a hint of the gold. And when we glitter this later, you'll be able to see that gold a little better. All right, the next color that I'm going to use, oops, set that aside, is the goldenrod. And I'm going to get just a little bit. Let's see here, where's my, I'm just going to get a little bit on my makeup brush, tap off, and now I'm literally just going to very lightly tap that onto her hair in different places. You see how that looks? There we go. Just, I'm going to hold it up so maybe you can see it better. Do you see that I very lightly just put some goldenrod on her hair, and I mostly just tapped because I want it to be very subtle. I don't want any bright colors that take away from all the gold that I've got going on. You're taking over the basement? Yes. You know, we have a really large room that used to be my daughter's bedroom, and I've been wanting to take that over for years. And my husband just like puts his foot down and like you can't use that room. That room is for guests, but that's all right. I'll stick to this room that I have. I'm thankful to have any room at all. Now I'm going to use the tea rose. And again, I'm going to put on and tap it off. And now I'm just going to very lightly touch it onto her face to give that a little color. And the last color for her is going to be the vibrant fuchsia. And I'm going to do it the exact same way. Tap it in my thing, tap it off. And then I'm just going to very lightly touch on the flowers that are in her hair. And then some of the little swirls that are on her dress, I'm just going to lightly tap on those and try to get just a little bit of faint color going on, just to add some interest to her dress. And like I said, when we put some glitter on this, that'll all kind of take on a life of its own and add some sparkle. Can you see how I don't even know if you can see it, but I did do that. So I want you to know what I did. All right, now while I have this one out, I'm going to also tap it over here on the berries on that our bird is carrying. All right. And now I'm going to come in with the Pebble Beach, which is going to be my gray color. Guests don't use the closet. Oh, honey, I have filled up the closets long ago. There's like so much in the closets. I can't fit any more craft stuff in the closets. And I think I mentioned somewhere that my daughter got engaged recently, and we're so excited. But next year, we're going to be having a wedding here, which means family members are going to be coming in, and I've got to get some of those closets cleaned out before that time comes. So, uh, which really means I'm going to have to go through and do some cleaning out before my husband realizes how packed those closets are. So, do y'all hide crafting supplies? Okay, so I'm just adding some shadow there on my dove. And the very last thing, and I had to do this last week too, I'm going to pull in just a little bit of this winter green. I did not have a Ranger ink color that was pale enough green to work for me on this card, and I did not want anything bright, so I'm just using that. Now you could probably use the vivid chartreuse maybe, but I wanted something even a little paler than that, so I went with this winter green color. Some companies have colors called mint that seem to be really pale. That's kind of would be a nice color. I don't know why there we go. All right. And that is all I did to color these up. So I know. We're getting into dangerous territory here. Sean talking about what they don't know won't hurt them. I'm afraid it might. Okay, I'm also going to add just a little bit of that Pebble Beach up here on my dove that's in with my angel. Okay, well, I have gone ahead and die cut these in advance, so I'm just going to pop them right out of their paper there. Oh, come on out of there, dove. All right. And I know they look really subtly colored right now, but when they get on our card, they really come to life with that beautiful gold and sparkly background. All right, I'm going to get out my shaping mat. Yes, you took the door off the closet. That's funny. I'm going to go ahead and pop these places out. We should start a discussion over on the Facebook page about the shenanigans that we pull to to make our craft stash look smaller than it really is, right? All right, I'm just going to add shape to the back side of my angel, especially down here in the little curly cues, and give her some shape. And then I'm going to turn her over and just right up here where her hair meets her dress and where her wings meet her hair, I'm just going to press down to give her a little bit of shape, and also right here. And I think one of these curly cues Maybe this one. I'm going to have it coming forward instead of backwards. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's my angel shaped. I'm going to shape my little bird. All right, there's my images ready. Now, let's see. The stamp from the star set that I showed you that we're going to be using, I stamped that in the Luxe Gold, and I did go ahead and heat emboss that with the gold embossing powder. I had that done in advance, so I didn't show you when I did that, but we're going to go ahead and cut out some of these smaller stars to use on our card. I wanted this angel to appear like she was just, you know, above the birds, flying in the heavens, looking down, bringing Christmas blessings. And so I liked the stars kind of added around my sentiment. And like I said, these are super easy to just cut by hand. So I'm not going to cut all of them. I thought I'd just do one for you. Let's see. You said my husband. Oh, you want to know if you actually bought the company? I feel like I almost have. But you know what? I do not regret any of my purchases because I am going to continue to use these favorite products of mine long into the future. But we can't talk about too much or I get too sad. So, okay. There we go. So you just cut out all your different little stars, and I have a few more already ready to go over here. Let me grab them. And I just used 3. So I've got 3 that are gold, but you can use the others as well. Okay, the last thing. Can anybody put my favorite die set? Do y'all know what my favorite die set is? It's the arrows and banners because I use this piece every single day. And there are a lot of these sets left in the warehouse clearance. So if you have like crafty friends and you want to buy them a Christmas present, I'm serious. Get them one of these because it is such a fantastic set. And I have stamped my Merry Christmas, and I stamped that in the Luxe Gold, and I heat embossed it. And I have my sentiment ready to go. So I think we are ready to construct our card. So you may have noticed that my card doesn't have any flowers on it. And I did that on purpose because most of the flowers are starting to sell out. There's just a few that are left. I think there's the, maybe it's the daffodil, I'm thinking, that's still available. And maybe a couple others, but there's a lot of the flowers are starting to really sell out. And some of them like just have the stamp left or just have the die left. But if you're interested in those, if you don't have them yet, you're going to want to act on that really quickly. But I wanted to make a card. And so you can see, and newcomers can see, that there's still a lot of beautiful cards that can be made even without dimensional flowers. So if you already have the poinsettias, of course, it would be fun to add. You could definitely make this a very dimensional card by adding some poinsettias. So I just went ahead and glued the hinge hider on the front, and you can see there where it hides the hinge. And now I'm going to glue down the piece that we heat embossed. Now, sometimes if this was going to be showing, I would ink the edges with some of the coffee color to provide some shadow in there. But since I know that my die cuts are going to completely cover that edge up, there's no need to do that step. Okay. Press that down. And this card is a card that could easily be mailed in an envelope. Oh, Mary, you say you wish you could have found them earlier. I have a feeling that their products you'll be able to find some things on eBay. If you go ahead and buy your paper pads and the things that you can still get, I have a feeling that in years to come, these will be the kinds of things that, you'll be able to find here and there. And those of us who know will snatch them up, right? There we go. So we're just that piece that we layered. I'm just putting that on. Isn't that pretty already? I love it. I really like that the snowflakes in the background. Even once we add our decorative pieces, you can still see those snowflakes through there, and I really like that look. Now on these pieces, I just run my glue around the edges to get that a good look. Maybe a few dots. Whoop, dropped it. To get it all the way around, I think so. There we go. We're going to feed these in. Hold that down a second. I got glue on my fingers, so now it's going to be messy. Yes, Sylvia, I do plan on continuing to post. I know on my personal site, I haven't been posting a lot here in the last couple of weeks, but as Heartfelt wraps up, and I don't know the official date, I don't know if the family has really decided themselves, but they haven't, told us anything as far as that goes. So, um, I will be doing lives throughout the month of November, so I know that they will continue to be here through November, and we're just kind of taking it one month at a time as far as for me. So there we go. And hopefully I'll still be here in December, but I think I just have no idea. So there we go. We have our base down. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add some foam to the back of my angel and my bird and the rest of the pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. There we go. And I am actually going to double up this foam. And I am going to put one little piece of foam behind that little dove because it's out there on a small little piece. I don't want that to get ripped off, so I want that to be held down. Place that right there. And now I'm going to add my Merry Christmas, and I'm just going to add some curl in there using my fingers. What's I say? I wish, yes. Yeah. I hope I'm not missing any comments. I might be here once I get to crafting. I'm going to cut this off a little shorter so I can tuck it in under my angel. I'm going to add my glue on both of the lower parts. So they're on the curve. Just slide that in. All right. I have to use my scissors because I can't find my tool. Hi, Carol. Now, I will definitely continue to bring you Heartfelt Creations videos long into the future. And if you follow Nikki over in the UK, I know that she will continue to craft with Heartfelt products over on her channel as well. So I would love to do like an in-person kind of weekend where we get together and craft in person. Is that something that anybody's interested in? Maybe do like 2 or 3 across the country so we're kind of close and, close together. That'd be fun. All right, same thing. I'm just going to put our little bird. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to double pop him up. And I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on this part. And I wanted him to fly just right underneath. And I'm placing him kind of right in the curl and letting some of the his holly spray there rest on the sentiment. All right, now I'm just going to take my little stars and I'm going to add just a little foam on the back of each of my stars. If you're looking for more ideas for how to use the Joyous Noel, when it was first released, I did a card with these as well, and you can definitely go back and check that one out. There's lots of fun videos. Now I'm just going to kind of place these around. One down in here. And then I'm going to put one over here. All right. It has come together very nicely. And the very last thing I'm going to do is add just a little bit of glitter, because you can't have a Christmas card without glitter. So I'm going to add just a little bit on my sponge here, a little bit of glue. And then I'm just going to kind of tap on her curls down in here and on her wings, and maybe just a little on the bird, and add just a little bit of sparkle. All right, see how quickly that came together? I just loved this. I think the Joyous Angels are so pretty. And you can see how the coloring kind of got brought to life once you put that sparkle on it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and switch my camera back. Let's see. All right. Thank you so much for crafting with me today, and just laughing about our crafty stashes and where we hide it all. Anybody got craft stash under their bed? So I met a lady who kept hers hidden under the bed. I thought that was so funny. So, all right. For the month of November, if you spend $100 on the website, which it sounds like we've all been doing quite regularly, you can choose a free stamp set. So do keep going back and checking that out. Things are selling out, but we all want to get what we can before things wrap up for good. So, all right. Thanks so much for crafting with me today. And I look forward to crafting with you again soon. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.